Ladies and gentlemen, our next activity today, impromptu speech. Oh. All right, in this activity, as you know, I'm going to give you three topics, and you're going to get 1 minute to make a mental plan. Choose one of the topics immediately, and get 1 minute to prepare mentally, and then 2 minutes to make a speech. All right, I'm going to give you a minute to think about it.
There's a famous book called the Picture of Dorian Gray, which some of you might have heard of, some of you might have not. But I'll give a very quick summary. It's basically about a man who has a portrait drawn of himself, and he becomes so obsessed with this portrait to the point that he is obsessing over it. And I believe there's some sort of curse though, where he has to remain the same for a certain amount of time. I'm not too sure. I haven't read it in a long time, but ultimately, this goes to show that your own reflection, or like the way you view yourself, can really hold a big part of, I guess, like a big part of your mental health and a big part of how you view the world. And I think almost to a point that it could be damaging to yourself. And people, we have this issue a lot with how people have scales and they'll be weighing themselves each morning, or people will spend hours trying to figure out what they're going to wear when they go out to a party. I think this ultimately reflects that people are very insecure, and they care so much about their public image. And I think it can have a positive effect. It's not the worst thing in the world to care about how you look in public settings and to other people, but it can also be very damaging. It can turn into sort of a venom that keeps eating away at you, and you're always going to be thinking, oh, I hope they don't think I look ridiculous, I hope they don't think I look silly, which can ultimately, I think, worsen your mental health. It can make you feel worse about yourself. It will take away from your confidence. As I was saying here, the first one, I'm sure it's obvious. Beauty is a curse. I think ultimately it is a curse, because when you're already at the top, if you're already born beautiful, there's only going to be those high expectations for you. You're never going to have anything to work up towards. You're never going to be able to. You're already going to be at the top, and to get above the top is going to be almost impossible. Versus someone who is not born with the most, I guess, objectively beautiful face. They can do a lot and work towards that, rather than being stuck at the top from an early age.
Yeah, as they say, it's lonely at the top. Yeah, it makes me think of my friend Zafania, who I met in teachers college, and he went blind when he was 9 years old from polio. After his master's degree, we met at teachers college. In any case, he said the first time he ever saw was when he went blind. And I thought that was very a strange thing to say, but then it occurred to me, oh, your eyes are distracting. Your eyes deceive you. Your eyes are always, we always gravitate towards wonderful things and good-looking things, and your eyes kind of capture your imagination, and then your brain stops there. So I wonder if you were born beautiful, do people kind of only see that and don't bother to look deeper? And Zephania was saying, when you're blind, you actually, you use your heart to see, and your heart kind of goes deeper than just the surface. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's true. There's actually a good show. It's kind of cheesy, but it's called Love Is Blind. And the whole purpose is that you establish a connection with a person without seeing them, and you have to propose to them before you're even allowed to look at them. And it's sort of, I think it's interesting, because a lot of, especially older people, they'll stress that yeah, you might have like a pretty girlfriend now, but by the time you're 60, looks aren't going to be the thing that keep you to you're 50. Looks aren't going to be the thing that keep you together. It's going to be like your personality and your character. So I think
Yeah,
I think
and
that's true. I think that's
also
true.
I think if that there's another study that I heard about. um I think it was done in Scotland, where, as you said, beauty is subjective. It's in the eye of the beholder, but there is such a thing as objective beauty, and that all cultures and people everywhere can agree that, oh, that's beautiful. It's kind of like symmetry and things like that. So there was a study done with parents who had objectively beautiful babies versus just ordinary looking babies. And the study showed that those babies who were considered objectively beautiful, they got more attention from the nurses right up from the get-go in the hospital. They got more attention from their teachers. They got strapped in the shopping cart when they went the grocery shopping with the parents. And the parents who didn't have beautiful children let their kids run around in the grocery store and things like that. So I wonder if just, it's not a curse, right? If you're getting all this advantage, but if things are coming so easily to you in life in the beginning because of the way you look, I wonder if that kind of curbs the way you pay attention to yourself and trying to progress yourself, as you said before, and to kind of strive to do better and reach higher. I wonder if you put all your eggs in the good looking basket, that looks eventually will fade, and then what are you left with? Because you didn't develop in any other way. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think it's true. Even, you look at anyone, if someone is like naturally good looking, or you think they're good looking, you're more prone to want to please them, maybe, or be nicer to them. Even not even romantically, but even just as friends, you're prone to having friends that you think, when you're going out in public. I think it's I think it's a fair thing. It's an interesting study. It'd be cool to look into more.